My screen says this meeting is being recorded. Is it already being recorded?
I'll start that in a second.
But it says it is already.
It's because I started it to show Jeff,
Oh, okay.
but I just put it on live stream.
Yeah.
Got it later. There we go. I think you guys are all set. All right.
See, I'll.
Hello? As he moved, sides are on. The lights are on.
The lights on?
You did anything, Paul?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Anna.
It's 6 o'clock. I'll call this meeting of the South Thompson Select Board of March 18th to order at 6 p.m. I'm getting a different view on my Zoom. Are there any Zoom audience people other than me?
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Jeff, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. There's Terry is obviously absent tonight due to a medical emergency she's been dealing with. It happened just as we were trying to get agendas and other documents out for this meeting. So things are a little haphazard. We did the best we could with her not being there. One is the agenda on the background notes does not match the agenda that doesn't have the background notes by one item. Sandra had asked to be on the agenda and it got put into the background notes that Terry was working on, but it did not get on the posted agenda. So, but I had informed Sonia of that. So that's one adjustment that we need to deal with. And also, I understand Moira has agreed to take minutes tonight. And appreciate that because obviously Terry's not there to do that. And there's some questions on the minutes. I'm going to move to that next. I believe we have in front of us January 28th, February 11th, February 18th, and February 20th. I personally am ready to approve the 28th, the 18th, and the 20th. The February 11th, we don't have a clean copy yet, I don't believe, with the adjustments. I think that's the case. We have an original copy and then we have a copy with some proposed adjustments, but they've not been put into a clean copy. So I would request a motion to approve the minutes of January 28th, 18th, and February 20th.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Further discussion, questions? Okay, all those in favor, Jeff,
Jeff, I.
Sue,
Do I?
John, I. And not on the agenda is February 11th, which was in our packet, however. But since it's not on the agenda, I don't think we need to take any action on it. So, so moving on to adjustments to the agenda. We were gonna deal with on the meeting that got canceled, support letter for MCOG, in a retroactive manner. I'd like to add that. And we were also gonna deal with the fire truck loaner, or not deal with it. I think we're gonna have that discussion whether we need to be involved in that. So I'd like to add those two things. I also understand Chief Elwell wants to talk about fire alarms, for the fire station, town office. And again, as I previously mentioned, Sonia wants, Conservation Commission would like to talk about a proposed contract for the forest management plan for the forest preserve. I think those, in all this confusion, are the only few adjustments that I have, or that Terry had brought to my attention, and or Hannah. So, I also wanted to thank Hannah, by the way, too, for kind of pulling this together a little bit while Terry was out. Other adjustments?
My agenda does have consider forest management plan for the forest
Right,
preserve.
but the agenda that was posted did not.
Right.
Oh, okay,
That's what I'm talking about.
okay, so this one was not posted. The one we
No.
have. Okay,
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
So it doesn't have it. That's the one that was posted.
well, this
The-
consider forest management plan. for the
Does
forest.
it? Okay,
Well, there was one that I.
Yeah, it's the one, this one.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I
the
printed
definite,
off.
there were two or three versions. I don't want to make this overcomplicated.
All right.
Let's just say we're gonna
That's
deal with that,
whether.
let's just say we're gonna deal with that, whether it was on the agenda or not, because one
Okay.
agenda it wasn't and one it was. It got caught up in that time when Terry was not even able to communicate with us. So, okay. So with that said, are there any other adjustments? Okay, I would hope we could, I can't see who's in the room, but I think it's Sonia and David, is that correct?
Yeah, yes. And a new ambulance person.
Okay, is that on the agenda?
Yes. New ambulance hire, yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, so, I would suggest that we take up, the business dealing with David. I think we have at least three items, and the business dealing with Sandra first. And Jeff, I would ask you if you would be willing to assume the role of chair, because it's difficult to chair from Zoom.
No problem. So, Sandra, do you mind waiting until we get the fire department taken care of?
Yeah, looks like Terry's trying to get into the Zoom.
Oh.
Yeah, she
Yes,
said trying.
she said she
yeah,
would try.
I got a text trying to get in.
So what do you have to do?
Good question.
Do you
Um,
admit?
you
You
should
just
just-
click on it, admit.
Well, where is admit?
Must be under Zoom.
Usually, I could,
Yeah.
Yes.
Should it, I think it, well,
No, it went away.
should I tell her try again?
Yeah, because I went up to admit, but then it wasn't there.
and ask her what to do.
Yeah.
Kind of circular.
Well, admit went away.
See if she.
So she's gonna try again, she said.
Okay, because it was right up there where I went.
But could she hear us?
Not if she's not admitted in.
Well, we could always call Hunter and ask her how to let her in.
I can call Terry and ask her how to get in.
think we.
Well,
just
that's
did.
true.
Yes. we
Oh,
just
there
did.
she is, okay.
There she is. Can you hear us, Terry?
Oh, she's muted.
I
There
can
you
hear you.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, good.
How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Well, that's good. That's
They haven't
good.
released you yet?
No, I want to go
you're-
home.
And you're a trooper for signing in here tonight. I can't over express our appreciation.
Definitely.
And if you get tired and feel you can't hang in there, we all understand.
Okay,
Um,
I am not putting my video on though.
Oh, come on.
I think that's all right.
okay, Terry, we just made some adjustments to the agenda. We approved the minutes of the 28th, the 18th, and the 20th. We didn't take up the 11th because they weren't on the agenda and we didn't have a clean copy. We just had the original version plus some suggested edits version. And then and Moira has agreed to take minutes, as I think you knew. And Jeff just agreed to assume the chair, and we were just gonna deal with David, Chief Elwell, who has, 3 or 4, I guess, 3 items, so that's where we're at.
Okay,
Okay, David.
Alright, I'll do the ambulance new hire first, so he can.
Yeah,
get
that's
going.
good.
Joe Moore, he reached out to me to help us out on some nights, for per diem shifts for us. He's a paramedic, firefighter on Rockland Fire, full time. I'll let him introduce himself and do.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Good evening, Joseph Moore, I'm a resident of the town of Rockport. I've been in fire and EMS for the last 30 years, worked for Rockland Fire for quite some time. Actually did some per diem work here for the town of South Thomaston, 2007, 2008 era. Left the area working for Lifeline, came back, working with Rockland again, and just looking to be a little more active, a little more involved in the community outside of the city, and I do volunteer with Rockport, but I'm also interested in serving with the town here.
Nice, good. How long have you been with Rockland, did you say?
I joined as a member in 1998, left in 2016, and then came back in 2021.
Good, well, welcome back.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we,
Good, go
you
ahead.
wanna say something?
No, go ahead. I was
I'm
just
sorry, I
gonna,
can't remember your name.
Joe.
Joseph Moore.
I make a motion that we hire Joseph Moore as a per diem for the EMS.
Second that. John, you second that?
yeah, I'll second that. I do have a question, though.
Shoot.
He's being hired as at what level?
Paramedic.
Paramedic.
A paramedic. Oh, great, okay.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Good. I was just
All
gonna
those in
say,
favor, John.
well, one other thing I was gonna say real quickly. I can't stress enough that when someone gets hired here tonight, they need to fill out their paperwork before they actually work.
Already done.
I guess,
No.
I guess, okay, but I guess that came up again, and we could get in a bad workers' comp situation if that isn't dealt with. So, okay. With that, John, aye.
Sue?
Do I?
Jeff, I.
Thank
Welcome
you.
aboard, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. All right,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alright.
We'll talk the loan
Well,
thing first.
the loaner truck? you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. What do we want to?
So you were planning to do this the whole time if we didn't get the other truck back, right? That was your intention, was to either get a loaner or borrow one from
Yes.
somewhere else.
Yes, and like I put in the email, we had one lined up and somebody scoffed it out from under us quickly. Then they said, we don't have any more, they're out, and they're doing, these other towns were doing the same thing we were doing. Looking for a loaner while theirs is in the pre-build stage. And so they said, yeah, we're probably not gonna get you one before your truck's here, so we kinda had wrote it off, but then they ended up getting a trade-in from Standish. And said, here, we're gonna keep this truck as a loaner, and you guys are more welcome to have it, and that's why last minute I was rushing around trying to get this truck.
Right.
Which I wanna thank you guys for doing that, because it has paid off. We had a big fire the other day in House End, so it has paid off by having that truck.
Good.
So everything's going great with it, and it's a nice truck.
And we got the insurance.
Yeah, we
back
had
on
insurance
it.
on it that, before I went down and got it, and, yeah, everything's all set.
Okay.
There's no money involved, it's just the insurance, but we had taken that off our truck that we sold anyway, so it kind of was a wash there, and, the only thing we have to do is if something breaks or we damage it, we have to pay for that, but other than that,
Right.
it's a free loaner, so.
And we can buy it if we want to.
We can, yeah, it's for sale. So, yeah.
Do you have anything else, John?
Well, I didn't know whether this actually needed to come before the board for approval or not, but after reading the contract, I think it probably did, because it did say that if we didn't return it or something, we would owe them $75,000 or whatever the number was. I can't remember. So I just think it would behoove us, even though it's retroactive at this point, to approve this. So there's no question in case there's something bad happens.
Yeah. Well, I'll entertain a motion then.
Okay, I'll move that we retroactively approve. I don't know what the date is. Maybe David could help me.
That's the truck.
They, oh, got it? Oh, they didn't,
And can you tell me what type of truck?
the agreement, March 4th is when Jeff signed the agreement.
Okay, I'll move that we retroactively approve to March 4th, accepting a loaner tanker truck from Greenwood under, and authorize the chair to sign the loan agreement.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
Well, let me amend that. Authorize someone other than the chair to sign the agreement, because I'm not there.
The acting chair.
Sure.
I'll second the amendment.
Okay.
So with that friendly amendment,
Okay, all those in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Do I?
Jeff, I. Okay, now the next one, which is a little different.
So, you wanna go with the, I have a couple things.
Oh, you
Go with
do?
the fire alarm?
What else did you have?
Where he, or somebody, I don't remember what I gave it to now, should have sent you guys just a grant, to sign, that, the one that we always put in for the air bottles, the MMA grant.
I don't think we got that.
I don't, no, I haven't seen that.
Okay. Like I said, that's the one we put in for every year to keep updated on the air bottles. So there was that one. And then,
That's my bad. David did give it to me. Wednesday.
Ah,
Sorry, David.
no problem. And that's something, if you guys agree, something you could just stop in by and I can get it submitted, stop in and sign it at some point, or does it have to come to another meeting?
No,
Why don't we just adjust the agenda to add that? We do this all the time and just do it.
yeah. No, what, you wanna do a
So-
motion there, John?
Well, yeah, I guess I would suggest we add that as another adjustment, and then make a motion to authorize the chief to apply for the MMA grant for SCBA. Did I get that right?
Yep, bottles.
Bottles.
And authorize the acting chair to sign it.
Sure.
that is-
That's the motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay,
It's kind of,
any further discussion? All those in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I. All right, anything next on your list?
So the next thing was, we approved last year the $19,000 for the fire alarm system out through the building, municipal building here. I ended up getting a second quote. The first quote was through Seco Security. I ended up getting a second quote and walked around the building with, Protect Security. So he drew up a quote, you guys should have had that.
Yeah, I'm not
Didn't
sure.
I
it's in our-
didn't need that either?
Well.
I
it
think we
was
did.
sent out. Yeah, I saw it.
So as you can see, it's,
Was that in this packet?
I don't think so. I think it was sent separately. And I did not bring my copy with me.
Yeah, Hannah sent it out today, I believe.
Oh, today.
It's considerably less.
like $9,000 less,
Yeah.
just under.
What's the total amount?
So the total is $10,405. And there's a couple things I'd like to talk about with it. So walking around with I believe he was the owner of the company. He had mentioned, I know when I brought the Seacoast Security one up last year, he said that, Seacoast Security had offered the monitoring, 24-hour monitoring to the alarm system. And I know when I brought it to you all, that you said that's not something that you'd be interested in, because it was, I can't remember what the price was, but it's kind of pricey for the monitoring part of it. Talking to this guy, and he put it in his, just down at the bottom on his, quote, it's $40 a month to monitor this 24 hours a day. And he said, to let you guys know that if you look into the insurance with having it 24-hour monitored, pretty much the cost savings in our insurance pays for the 24-hour monitoring. He said is what he's found, over the years doing this. So I wanted to bring that up to you, that's an option. So if we're not here and there's an alarm, it would notify us to respond to the station. That was one thing I wanted to bring up. So this, a third is due at signing, and then the rest will be at the end of it, once it's complete. The only thing that's not in this $10,405 is an electrician to run one wire from one of the panels to out by the town office where our, mailboxes are, to that wall. That's something that he wants an electrician to do, he doesn't wanna do that part of it, so we gotta figure in however much more for whatever that will be, I didn't get a quote on that yet. So where this was so much cheaper, I have another quote for a station alert system that alerts us when a call comes out, because with this metal building, pages don't work very good at all in this building, cell phones do. So this is a system that when we get towed, it alerts us like in the bay, in the EMS room, and it will like ding, make a dinging sound. And that has to be run in the drop ceiling, just like this alarm system is gonna have to be run. So I was wondering if where this one was so much cheaper, if I could use some of that, it's not all the rest of that money, but some of that money to put in this alert system at the same time that we're running all of the wires for the smoke alarm system. Which is, the quote for that is like $6,706.41.
$706.41.
Say that again?
Said $6,706.41.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could someone remind me the source of the funding that we were contemplating using for this?
I don't remember where we were planning to source it. I do remember us agreeing that we needed to do it.
Yeah, and I remember us agreeing to go ahead and do battery alarms, which I don't think
Yeah, that-
ever got done, did they?
Yes, no, they did.
They did, okay. But if my memory serves me right, and I could be totally wrong about this, we were gonna take it out of the building reserve. And now, of course, we're looking at the generator situation.
Generator. Point.
So but I could be wrong about that. Again, I didn't learn about this until today, so I didn't have a chance to chat with anybody, and I'm not blaming been very confusing, obviously, but, I'm just concerned. I know Terry gave us some reserve amounts a couple of weeks ago. And I probably can't lay my hands on them this second.
I'm not sure if you get confused with the shed money.
No,
No. No.
Well, now that was the other thing. The shed was coming out
Exactly.
of that
right.
too. So it just, I wish I could find that. I mean, all of a sudden it's like, I got it. I
The
got it.
building reserve has 35 in it, 35,000.
We're gonna need a lot of that for the generator,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I thought the shed came out of undesignated,
I
What it's
don't
called?
recall.
I thought it did.
It may have, I don't recall. We could go back and look at the minutes. But that's the problem. You know, do we need to do this tonight, Dave? Is there a deadline on this? I mean, I know he's not gonna hold it forever, but
Well, no, I just kinda need to get the protect, I need to get going on, just so he can get it on his schedule. Like a week or two ago, he was guaranteeing me the end of May having it done. Cause I told him I needed we need to use the money before the budget's up.
Right.
And
Oh.
at that
We-
point, he said he would guarantee by the end of May having it finished, but
We could carry it forward though. The money.
If it's in reserve, right?
Yeah, or we can, we've been
Now-
doing that carry forward thing.
now I'm really confused because if it's in reserve, we don't need to carry it
Well,
forward.
see,
It's
I
just-
didn't think it was coming out of the reserve, but I don't remember and I don't have any access to any budget stuff, so.
it was in the town or in our budget for $19,000 for a security system. Fire alarm system.
Okay, okay, so it was
That's
in
all
your
I
op,
knew.
so it was in your operating budget.
From
Correct.
last year?
Yes,
They-
correct.
they should-
No, it's
I
current.
didn't know it got approved
Yes.
until just recently when Terry asked about if I was gonna get this done. I had no idea it got approved last year. That's why I didn't do this quicker.
Okay, that changes everything then.
Okay, I guess the only question I've got is about the 24/7 monitoring.
So that's not a part of this quote at all.
Okay,
The items for the fire alarms is like the main box and stuff. That is set up for monitoring. You don't have to monitor, pay for monitoring. So it's something that you can do down the road. It doesn't have to be done when they install this.
and is the monitoring done with Protec or?
Yes,
with-
through Protec.
Through Protec.
Yep, yep. And it's just like I don't know, he just hits a button on the computer and then it starts monitoring or whatever, but once this is installed, it's just a matter of saying, we'd like to pay for the monthly fee for, 24 hours monitoring.
So I want to jump back to the financing here for a second. So how much was in the operating budget for these alarms? And did the battery ones come out of that budgeted amount?
I didn't
Battery-
purchase
bat-
those.
The battery ones were done last budget,
Okay,
so they probably came out of building and grounds.
okay. So how much was in the budget, this year's budget for this purpose?
19,000.
Huh?
19,000.
And that was based on that quote that we got sort of from Seacoast, and we said we were gonna budget that amount. It's kind of coming back to me, but we were hoping to find something cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I personally have no problem at all with the 10,405. I guess I don't quite understand what we're getting for for the 6,700. That's the first I've heard of it, and I don't quite, I was listening to you, but I don't quite understand what we're getting.
So it hooks to our radio system in the station. When we get toned for fire or EMS calls, when the first part of the tone goes out, it sends an alert in the building and it will it will, turn on some red lights in the rooms and it will alert us by like a horn, not a horn, but like a beeping sound. So if our pages don't go off in this building, that alerts the people while they're here, during the day or night. So it's a station alert system.
So I thought we already had that though, because I mean, I've sat in there and heard the tone go off right. I mean, sometimes it's disrupted meetings, you know,
That's just a radio.
people rush out.
But the radio works.
It's just a regular mobile radio that we have mounted in the bay out there.
And that doesn't work.
It works,
Okay.
yes, but it doesn't alert us though.
I don't, guess I don't
So are you
understand.
looking like flashing lights or something?
No, so like right now, if I get a call, my page is gonna go beep, 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 beep.
Right,
Or whatever. That radio out there does not do that. All we have that on is the whole Knox County that we're listening to, all the towns in Knox County.
how
So
often is it that you're in there doing something when you get a call? A lot?
out there,
Yeah,
no, and that's the problem. Is
But if you-
this will alert in the EMS room, this
Right.
will alert in the office over here, and it will alert the whole bay out there. So if you're, like, we're around the compressor running and trucks running, you know, it will alert us so we know that there's a call. This is,
So
you know,
this
this
is-
is nothing new for stations, like Rockland has it,
I think we
So
can.
this is in addition to the buzzer that goes off on the wall out there?
we don't have a buzzer. This would be the buzzer, we don't
Well,
have
so-
one right now.
Something goes off out there, because
The
you
radio.
guys,
There is nothing that alerts us in this station that there's a call, there's just a radio that is listening to Knox dispatch. But it does not
Okay.
beep, it's not like a pager system or anything, this would
And
be
you're
like,
saying that your pages don't go off in there?
we have problems in this metal building, our cell phones and our pagers. From
So-
just the metal building, from going off.
so what's the problem with continuing to use the radio?
Is we have to listen to all of Knox County. So like if people are trying to sleep or whatever, you have all of Knox County blasting on a speaker, that, to wait to hear our call. So this would do away with that, you wouldn't have to listen to the whole county.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, it just
Do we have
Strikes
to
me-
decide?
strikes me as
Yeah.
a lot of money for what we're getting out of it, but maybe I'm not getting the whole picture.
And the advantage to doing it now is that the wires go into the same place that
Yes.
the alarm
It'll
system
be
is going.
running, yes, through the drop ceiling, just like all the rest of the smoke alarms are gonna be. So, we'd be able to do it all right at once. And that's why I, looked into it, once we got that lower quote, we got a quote on this to see if, we could use the rest, well, not, actually, it won't be the rest of the money, but some of that excess money for this system. Cause we're having a lot more people here at nights now, for shifts. To be able to cover the ambulance, so if they're asleep at night, this will alert them and wake them up to respond on call.
They don't
So,
have something in their room that wakes them up when they have a
No.
call?
They said that if there's a radio in there, there's a speaker in there that is on the whole county. So they're listening to all the tones all night long from, the Knox dispatch to county. So,
So, so I guess I don't understand, that's one thing I don't understand, because I thought at night we just had on-call people.
no, we've had people here at the station for quite a while now.
But they're just on call, right? And they just happen to sleep here, is that correct? They're not getting
They
the,
are,
huh?
yes, they are on duty.
On duty, not on call.
So they're getting the full pay, like the
Yes.
daytime people do?
Yes,
Oh, that's a change. I thought that like Cameron and a few other people just were diversing here. Forget it, that's another subject.
No, no, we have, it's quite a few nights out of the week that we have a full crew here, on duty.
Ah, so that's why, okay.
So have you got a motion there, John?
I don't really, I don't feel,
Well, let's go ahead and do the 10,450.
I'm okay with doing
405.
that.
yeah, I'll make a motion, we approve $10,450 plus what's needed for the electrical wire to install a town office life safety system.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor, John,
John, I,
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I. We have a meeting next Tuesday. I think if you can get some more background on the other one, we can bring it up at the next meeting.
I'm gonna need to know what you're gonna need from that, right?
Or what other stations of about this size or towns this size have a system like that? I would like to know that.
Okay.
well,
No,
I
just
think
Rockland's
this,
a Different,
go ahead.
different thing, you know,
Can I ask
I-
why Rockland's a different thing?
because they're a bigger city and they have a lot more going on. And we just don't have everything that they have.
Yep.
I'd just like to do more comparable for town sizes and department sizes and.
I personally think this launches us into a bigger discussion here. I mean, this is news to me that we're paying people at night on shift basis. I thought we were doing them on call and
We've been paying,
certain people like Cameron, I understand he lives in Lincolnville, so he basically, my understanding was, last I knew, he came down and he stayed here overnight because he got the on-call pay and obviously couldn't be on call in Lincolnville. So he, and that was okay. But it sounds like we're just exploding here in terms of what we're doing. This is all news to me.
well, we've been paying people hourly to stay at the station since when Amy was the chief.
Well, this
This
is
is
all
nothing
news,
that I've
all news
changed.
to me because we were always told that was daytime stuff and nighttime was on call. That's what's discussed in budget committee meetings. This is a radical departure in my mind. And I guess it maybe just points out that we weren't getting the information we should have been getting. I don't know.
Yeah, because this is nothing that I have changed. This is just something that we've
Yeah.
been doing for quite a long
Well,
time now.
now I've learned in the last few days that sometimes we have 3 people on during the day.
If we have 3 people on during the day, it's because they're doing ride time. So like
But-
new people, like this
Yeah,
Joe is gonna
but
have to do a shift with 2 people. We can't just throw him into an ambulance, our ambulance without, training.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I don't, I never knew that before that was
And they
happening.
get, they get full pay when they're doing training.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But I mean, we're trying to figure out why are these ambulance wages exploding the way they are, and now I think it's beginning to become very clear to me why. I mean, it's many different factors. And I understand we're getting quite a bit of overtime too. I think maybe we need to, as a board, start to, I didn't think we had to, but maybe we need to start monitoring this closer and getting payroll reports or something. I don't know. But anyways, I digress.
Yes,
Um, I'm just bringing up what David had, the 24-hour monitoring for $40 a month with ProTech, and that wasn't in the motion.
correct.
No.
So I don't know if you were addressing that. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. And that's the other thing we wanna follow up on, whether or not it's advantageous to us to do that. There's part of me that says yes, but then there's another part of me that says no. I'd like to find out if in fact it does improve our
Insurance.
insurance.
I brought that up to Terry a week ago, that I was gonna bring this up, cause he brought it up to me, so I figured I'd pass it on, but.
Okay.
Well, and that would mainly be next year's budget anyways.
Monitoring, yeah.
Monitoring, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Gino?
No, I think I'm good. So do you want me to come back on the next one with this, or?
Sounds like we wanna mull it a little bit before. But if you've got anything, if you can still, what other small towns are doing, exactly what it provides for us. It gives us the ability to get the tones before it hits the radio, right? So. Yeah, so if you can just provide us some background, I don't think we're ready to make a decision next week anyway, so. All right. Is that track with you, John?
Yeah. I don't know, it just strikes me there's gotta be a different way short of $6,700 to address this problem, but what do I know? Okay,
All right. Forest management plan for the forest preserve. Yes, ma'am.
Try.
You got the nice chair.
Here you were coming.
So, I sent you a few days ago the forest management plan proposal. I think it's pretty straightforward, but it's questions, no. And then we've been going back and forth with Maren, and just at 5 o'clock today, she sent me a contract, which I can share it with you, and I think we should go over it carefully. It should just track the management plan proposal, but there are some additional provisions on liability and stuff like that. So I can give you hard copies. I can't give John a hard copy, but I can email it to all of you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And to Hannah and Terry. The price is really nice. It's essentially partly because when we first talked to her a couple of years ago, we were talking about also doing part of the town lot, the back forested part of the town lot. And now we're not, so it's fewer acres. So the price, which I was guessing would still be around 4,000, is just a little over 3,000, which we get a lot of really useful information.
And were we sourcing the funding for this?
We actually have commitments and donations for almost all of them.
Okay. That was it.
Then there'd be a scrap that might come out of the reserve or not. But we've got commitments for 2,600, 2,500.
And so what was the total?
3,082.
82.
So I guess what I'd like is to see if you have any questions, and if not, I'd like maybe a decision in principle to agree to this, subject to being comfortable with the precise terms of the contract.
I'll make that a motion.
Oh,
Okay, I'll second that.
hey, any further questions or discussion?
No, I just want to say nice job, well prepared. It's appreciated.
Yeah, we really like the cut of her jib. She's really good.
Yeah. And this
Oh,
is
no,
one
I'm-
of those
I'm-
things that adds to our packet, right?
I'm complimenting you, not her.
Oh, well, I'll take that too. Thank you.
And this is one of the things that adds to the grant package, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
so you can vote.
yes, I'm waiting for the discussion to run its,
I'm done.
oh, okay. John, you got any more questions?
Nope.
Sue, you need anything? All right,
So
and you're gonna email us,
I'll give you hard copy now and email it, yes.
you can hold on to the hard copy. I won't look at it till you send the email. To be frank, I don't, Sue might want it, but,
Sue?
Yeah, I'll take it.
We'll all hobble over to each other.
okay, hearing no more discussion. Call for the vote, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Do I?
Jeff, I. Good job, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sandra.
Pleasure doing business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so I think the only other addition to the agenda that we've got is to consider the support letter for Mid-Coast Council of Governments. Retroactive.
Two.
To support their.
No,
That letter.
a date. I meant a date.
Oh,
You signed it. I know.
yeah. And I don't think I have.
Well, I'll make a motion. We approve that retroactive to whatever date that is. We'll have to dig that out. We don't need to spend an hour looking for it.
I'll second that.
Can you give me what you're talking about since?
It
Oh.
was a support letter for the Mid-Coast Council of Governments.
Yeah. For a grant proposal, correct, that they were.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry,
You signed
Moira.
that, right?
I forgot you weren't on the loop.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Do I?
Jeff, I. All right, I think we're now back to the original agenda. Update on the solar rebate. Looks like Harry got something from them.
Yep. And,
Yeah, I thought Terry maybe can give us a brief update if she's still awake.
I'm still awake. I did find that it was submitted on February 27th. I signed up for the emails, so when it goes to the next step, I'll be notified that it went to the next step. I can't look at what was actually sent in right now because it's under review. I don't know how long it takes, but all I can do is wait for an email, and I did check it again yesterday. There was no change. But at least there is a registration there under review with the date it was submitted.
Nice.
Thank you.
for doing that.
You're welcome.
Okay, FEMA grant.
I received the email that I gave you. I think you got it. I don't know.
It was
No.
in my packet.
Okay. Basically, it seemed to me like it was saying we're reviewing all the obligated funds to make sure you're really gonna deserve them, and we'll be in touch.
My sense was it's caught up in this Doge review.
That's
I believe,
what I
yeah.
assume.
Mine too.
And I would like, I'd like authorization from the board to contact Senator Collins' office about this. I mean, this was real damage to real roads. We went on good faith and repaired them. With the understanding all along, no problem, no problem, no problem, you're gonna get reimbursed for this, and then all of a sudden, boom. We spent the money and now they're backtracking. And so with your permission, or without objection, I won't look for
There
a
you go.
motion.
Yeah,
I would like to be able to contact Senator Collins' office as select board member and road commissioner and say, what the?
yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot of money. I can't remember what it is. It's like 19,
88,000.
huh?
We're talking two different things though, right now, I think.
What?
How much money?
88,
Oh,
I got 88,000.
On the FEMA?
Yeah,
No, we didn't spend that kind of money, did we, Terry?
Total
I
project
wasn't
amount,
involved, John. I don't know.
it says
Oh.
total project amount, $88,107.61.
That's something's wrong there. We need to that's not right. Unless my mind's really going bad. I'll check that out. I think
Now,
I thought it was more like 19,000 or 20 something.
No, this is 88.
yeah.
Was 19 like a reimbursement amount and the project was 88?
I don't know. I'll have to check it
Yeah.
out. 88 doesn't even ring a bell.
Yeah, Town of South Thomaston Roads, project 752363, total project amount 88,000. Now, that does not necessarily mean that's what the grant is for. Just means that's what we spent.
No, we didn't spend that. That's not right, but I'll check it out because we're not going to answer that tonight. I didn't even notice that. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, cause I figured that was a pretty big number, so.
Me too.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's not much money.
I know,
I'm like-
wait a minute, I think it is.
no, it wasn't. It was. I'll have to check it out. I got that here somewhere, but I'm not going to spend a half an hour looking for it.
Okay, no. And next is update on the 2022 tax lien foreclosures.
Quick claim deed.
Which includes a quick claim deed on 7 Dublin Road.
Yes,
So-
she sent in a bank check for what would have been owed for 2022 plus $19 to record it.
So Terry, just the bigger picture, if we execute this quit claim deed, that leaves us 2 outstanding.
Yes. Johnny Thompson and or 695 Spruce Head Road and
Yeah, and Neil.
Spruce Head, yes, Spruce Head
And
Road.
Neil is trying to figure out who to serve or whatever.
Yes, and Kristen didn't have an answer for me when I
Yeah.
checked last week.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we execute the quit claim deed presented to us for Carice Boyer, 7 Dublin Road, map 14, lot 604. 695 Spruce Head Road. Whoop, wait a minute. Yeah. 695 Spruce Head Road.
No, she's Dublin,
Some-
7 Dublin
No,
Road.
7 Dublin.
Yeah, what's going on here? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, all right. Let me start over. I'll make a motion. We exercise the quick claim deed that was presented to us for Carice Boyer, 7 Dublin Road, map 14, lot 64. For payment of what the amount that would have been due for 2022 taxes plus costs.
Okay,
I'll
so,
second that.
And I have
Just as
some
a-
discussion.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and just as a note, this, and it's in the deed that it does not include 2023
Right.
or 2024 taxes.
Right.
Or penalties. We'll
Um,
be back in the same boat in less than
yeah,
a year.
that was one thing that I was gonna point out, Terry. Does she realize she's gonna be right back here in another few months?
Yes, yes, she does.
Okay, so
I
That's
did
gonna-
send out the intent to sell notices, which is why the Thompsons came in. They don't
Yeah.
want us to sell their property.
yeah,
Um,
well, I gotta, can we deal with that motion and then we can talk
Oh,
about?
I'm sorry, I thought you were
Oh,
done.
that's right.
All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, John,
John, I,
Sue,
Sue, I,
Jeff, I. Okay, now on to the other one.
so Neil, we're waiting on Kristen. Right?
We lose
I'll be,
Terry? Oh,
I'll be right
yeah.
back. I
okay.
got, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so Neil, there's nothing to do. We're waiting on Kristen because we can't figure out who to serve.
Right.
Okay, so on Thompson, I am not interested in setting up a payment plan. MMA strongly recommends against that. I mean, basically, we're lending money. And if he wants to borrow
Right.
money, if they want to borrow money, they can go to their local bank or their local whatever, uncle or
Right.
Excuse me, the address and the full name of the
Art
person.
Thompson.
Is it Art Thompson? And the address on Spruce Head? Sorry, I just don't have that.
695.
John, do you have,
John and Stacy Thompson, 695 Spruce Head, map 0, lot 4.
Thank you.
And they came in and evidently asked Terry if they could set up a payment plan for just their 2022 taxes.
Correct.
Or what would have been taxes. They're no longer taxes because it's tax required. And I'm just stating that I'm not interested in going down that road.
I'm not either.
So I think I would, again, be willing to quit claim back to them, the property, if they pay the 22 taxes, but again, they're gonna be right back in the same ball.
Right.
They will be.
So I guess we proceed with the sale on that unless they,
What does the process, this new process, does it give an option for them to say, don't sell it? It doesn't, does it?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Like
So,
their option to not sell is to pay.
right,
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, the fundamental difference is we don't get to keep any
profit.
profit, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but we do get to keep the taxes we do, costs, advertising, whatever. I mean, theoretically, even as I understand it, even Terry's time could be booked into it.
All
Um,
costs associated.
Yeah.
No, if they, I think 90 days is June, I don't know, say 6 or 7, something like that. If they came up with the money May 31st, would you not continue with the next step of putting it on the market?
I would,
Boy,
I would, but if there were costs associated with getting to that point, I think they should have to pay that too.
right,
Yes, yeah,
yeah, and then we gotta be careful if we do hire a real estate agent, that he understands that, or he or she.
well, we can't hire them until after the 90 days.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, then that works out okay. We don't really hire him anyways. He works on
Right,
a commission.
right.
Yeah,
But we can't list it until after 90 days.
yeah, okay. Have we added that to our insurance?
Yes,
So that if there's an extra cost there, that should come into play too, theoretically.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay. Update on the Maine Coast Seafood Stipulated Agreement. Sounds like that's moving great.
yes, I noticed that big truck's been gone a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
and,
moved at one point and now it's gone.
yeah. And David Miller had contacted John about being able to go over the road, so sounds like they're really working on getting it together.
well, that's
Great.
the one road where we allow trucks. Typically, we only allow it, I mean, all roads are, you can do fuel trucks and stuff like that, but we do allow the lobster trucks and stuff, and I thought this was in the town interest to get this done, so I told him if he was very careful, that, you know, and it wasn't crazy mushy, go ahead and let's get this wrapped up, so.
Okay, moving along, the new generator at the town office.
Now this we were gonna take out of the reserve, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
If we did it.
And the part that they fixed that Hannah had brought to you the last time did not change a thing. It still does not run.
And there was some discussion of putting some other kind of a regulator.
And Jerry put that in.
Say that again?
Jerry did install some sort of regulator. He said it will either make it work. If it doesn't, it will be there for the new one.
Okay. And,
Well-
it didn't work.
It's
Right.
not running, does not work.
Okay.
I think we've kicked this around enough, and I
Yeah.
would make a motion, we accept the BC Electric proposal to install
Is
a new
this-
generator at the town
Why do
office.
I don't have the BC Electric, I have the CMD.
Oh, yeah, is it BC?
I have a CMD
CMD.
Power Systems.
It's not the CMD Power Systems. There should be
Okay.
another one. It's Rob Carlson.
No,
Is it BC Electric?
that's BC Electric, which said that they'd be going up to 8%.
Correct. If soon they're gonna be going up.
So I don't have their, I only have the CMD one.
Yeah.
I thought it was in the packet.
I
The
thought,
CMD one was in the packet.
yeah,
No, I had two in my packet. At first, I thought they were the same.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to say I wasn't in control.
I know.
I'm gonna mute you a minute and have my blood pressure taken.
Did it, I
Okay.
wonder if is it in what was sent to us?
Yeah,
Oh, we got it electronically. Yeah.
yeah, and I printed it off.
How much is it?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't-
can tell you what the CMD one is, because that's the one I've got.
John, have you got the amount? on
Well,
the,
I'm looking
the-
for it.
Or you don't want it in minutes, that's fine too, but.
Yeah.
What do I do with it? Oh, I know. It was so big, I put it in a separate pile. Yeah, CMDs is 23,480, 2348540.
Right. Got that one.
And then the next one, that's one page, 101. And then the next one is 100 page.
Oh.
And if I'd known that, I wouldn't have printed it all off.
Oh, Janet,
I'm
I saved it
exaggerating.
together like this was
It's
one
not a-
packet.
I'm
This
exaggerating.
is all
It's
stapled
not
together
100
like
pages.
one pack, and it's two different proposals.
Oh, okay. So this
Yeah.
is. This is.
So we got a
BC.
one-page proposal from
Yeah.
CMD, but it was stapled to the,
Got it.
And
Yeah.
the one for BC Electric, if I'm reading it right, is 23,174,02.
correct,
Okay.
So they're very
very close.
competitive. And BC is right local, as
Yep.
Terry points out, and they're also much quicker to do it.
And we use them for other things too.
And
Yeah.
we need to jump on it because they're gonna go pay for time.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Have you ever considered a battery instead of a fuel generator? For running things?
Know that we have looked at
How
that.
would,
Because you certainly don't have the issues of fuel and all the parts that break with a generator. I have a battery in my house, so that
Yeah.
for power outages, I just wonder.
how do you keep the battery, like if you were to go a couple of days?
Well, I have
Yeah.
solar panels,
Mm,
so it runs off the solar during the day and and gives me enough for at
Mhm.
nighttime. And you have solar panels over in the other area. Because of new technology, I just wondered if you considered that.
Yeah, I don't think we've even looked into that.
Well, I don't think we have either in any detail, but I do remember someone, whether it was Jerry Hagel or someone commenting that it wouldn't handle the load that they typically might have there. But don't quote me that it was Jerry. So I remember hearing that from someone. But
the load, if they were doing a lot of stuff in the fire
well,
department,
yeah, and the town office was running and it was 2 or 3 days and it just wouldn't handle it. I don't know if that's true or not, and I can't even remember who. I sort of overheard that discussion with someone, but
You would just have to put more batteries.
right? And we
but
have
we,
to have solar
we
panels.
could ask Terry or whoever approve this and ask Terry to ask BC. I mean, they might be in that business as
Battery.
well.
Yeah, if battery was an option and
Yeah, and what have they got any thoughts on that? I mean, I kind of trust them a little bit to give us kind of local advice. But-
yeah, I do too.
So I guess I'll make a motion to move ahead with the BC proposal and with the understanding that Terry could maybe have that conversation with them.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, further discussion. All those in favor, John,
John,
Sue,
Do I?
Jeff, I didn't even know that they made batteries that would drive an industrial.
Uninterruptible power supply system.
Unfortunately, the battery that I have,
Ever power.
I would not. It's a great battery, but the person that made it is a jerk.
Oh, must be.
Must be a Tesla, but it's,
no, this is a public meeting.
I didn't use any profanity.
No.
And the amount was 23,174.02, correct?
Whatever I said, I put it back.
And the other-
173,174.2.
Yep, okay. I just
They
wanted to
were
double
very,
check.
very close.
The other one was 23,424,
485.
485.
Yeah, but the BC was like 6 to 8 weeks out. The other one was 11 to 15 weeks out, or I don't
that-
have, those aren't
that's just
those
the
aren't the
cost
right
of the
numbers,
generator
but
though,
something
right?
like that.
I think it includes.
Well, what's the second page here where it says 25,000?
Oh.
Does that include
Wow, that's
installation?
I don't think it does. Cause the next page says, liquid cooled generator, one protector, 15 hours master electrician and 15 hours junior electrician for a total of 25,626.97. 26.97.
Yeah, that's what it includes, includes,
And the other one was 23,485 all in.
yeah, but I don't think that includes any labor at all, right?
Yeah, this is just,
That's just the generator.
yeah, CMD is just the generator.
Although this is This isn't CMD, this is BC's.
No, I'm sorry, CMD has 2,500 for installation.
Right,
They're 11 weeks. And I thought the other one, hold on a minute.
BC's looks like it's about 2450. Wow.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, yes. it's-
25,626. it says.
Yeah, they had if you flip the next page, you're right. They had 1424 for, labor for an electrician.
1,000.
Maybe we better revisit. Terry, you back?
No.
No.
Yep. I'm back.
There she is.
We were just discussing the price difference. The one from CMD, they have, 2,500 for labor, which includes removing the old generator, installing the new generator and connecting it. And that's a 23,485. And the one from BC is 23,174, but it appears as though that's just the generator. And then they have an estimate of 1,424 for a master electrician, but it doesn't say anything about removing the old one.
Okay.
So do you have any info on that, or?
I might, John. I honestly, when I got it, just put it in the packet because I was gonna review everything as I got going on the meetings and the notes, and the plan didn't go quite well.
Yeah. I hate to be rushed into this for that 8-day thing, if that's.
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost,
Gonna bring it up to 25.
Yeah.
we're
I think the
meeting
number-
again, we're meeting again next week. Although Terry may not be,
Might
in a
still be right
position.
here.
Yeah, you might still be right there. I don't know, I was wondering, is there somebody that could research this a little bit before, including the battery issue before, and then vote on it next Tuesday? I mean, I would offer, but I know I won't get that done.
I can give him a call.
It would, yeah,
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Cause it does look like the all-in number is 25,626.
but it doesn't say removal of the old one,
Yeah, but it doesn't describe,
what that, right.
what that
And I think you could have,
$2,500.
we could make.
And is this, do you
Very
think
confident.
this 23 is an all-in? Do you think that
I
includes
think so,
everything?
cause
I mean, it looks
he
like it.
breaks it all
Yeah.
out.
I'd
Although,
really recommend going with him.
yeah, me
Maybe-
too.
Maybe we can kind of use leverage to get him to take that away if we have to.
And maybe he say, oh yeah, we'll take that away. And well, that's,
Yeah. Yeah, let me give him a call and,
well, I'd be even willing to vote on it tonight, pending the satisfaction of the acting chair. I'd be willing to make a motion to that effect.
that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, I'll move that we accept the proposal of BC Electric in the amount of 25,626.97, provided that the details of installation are agreeable with the acting chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, further discussion. All those in favor, John,
John,
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
John did the first motion to accept BC Electric for the 23,174.20.
Right,
And you
just
voted on it.
vacate.
And, okay, that's what I
I
wanted
don't
to.
think we voted on it, did we?
You did.
Oh,
You
we
vote- Sue seconded it and you voted on it. And
Okay,
then I asked the question and then you had a discussion, so.
yeah, you're right.
just
You want this
just
vacated?
eliminate the
Okay.
first one.
That's all.
Thank you, Moira, for keeping it straight.
Yeah.
That did get a little confusing. Okay,
All right, discussion on the town report cover. Terry, you still want to do that? Oh,
You gone again?
I had a thought. I had a couple of thoughts. I did like that idea. We got quite a few applicants. The other thought I had is, would the Conservation Commission be interested in putting together a collage of things regarding the so-called forest preserve? Maybe a little map and a couple of pictures of the quarry, or and just, I don't know, maybe an aerial or something. I don't have any idea, but those are the two thoughts I had.
Terry?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Whatever the cover is, that would probably bring the forest preserve up front to everybody's attention.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Nice drone picture would be good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
might be able to work that.
You have one of those?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not dictating and I hate to put more work on them because I know they're doing a lot of work, but I mean, even a little collage of 4 or 5 different pictures or little maps or something, or just a map, although I think we did, I don't know. Whatever. I'd like to offer them an opportunity to put something before us. If they're interested. If they're not interested, I think we should do the same thing we did last year. I guess that's what I'm thinking.
Sounds good.
Good. Yep, I agree.
I don't think we need a motion, do we? Just,
Nah,
Who's gonna do?
who's gonna call Sonia? I'll call her.
I'll talk. Okay,
Oh,
you can
okay.
call her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I knew you were doing BC Electric, so
Yeah,
my suspicion is they might be interested.
think
I
so. Cause I think they do already have some pictures.
Yeah.
I took a couple of them. for
The
'em.
hiking trails would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, building permit CEO. Where is our CEO?
I make a motion, we table this until we have Terry.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to do that because I don't have any of the paperwork with me. I haven't,
Okay,
I just feel kind of unprepared to talk on it too much.
so move to table, Sue, you second.
Yes, I'll second that.
All in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I. Okay, what else we got? Before we
Got
go
it.
into executive session,
We got a donation.
or we do?
Carol Wright and Peter Ecklenberg
Mecklenburg.
donated $1,000 to the ambulance.
That's what your notes say.
Oh, my notes are better than my brain.
I make a motion that we accept the $1,000 donation to the ambulance service from Christine Wright and Peter Mecklenburg.
I will second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I. Thank you.
Yes, and we need to remember to send them a
Warm.
the whatever we send these days.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, I just wrote it down. Although I can't mail it from the hospital, I'll have Hannah do it.
Okay, anything else?
The warrants?
I didn't see any.
I don't have no control over what you got. She
Yeah.
probably didn't bring them
Yeah,
down.
I didn't see any
Yeah.
warrants, so.
Okay,
Well, we'll have to sort them out and sign them.
I'll put them,
And I went to buy stump dump decals today and I couldn't.
No, we're not quite ready.
Okay,
We were getting really close. There was a handout that actually ended up in your packet that wasn't necessarily supposed to, but if you want to read it and you have any comments, we need to finalize that because when we go and sell the decals, we want to hand that little handout out.
That was good.
So if anybody's got any, we're getting very close, but we have to May 1st, remember?
well, I
We
thought we
just-
weren't gonna wait. I thought we weren't gonna wait till May 1st.
I thought we
Well,
were gonna start selling them as soon as we had the
Yeah,
information.
we're gonna start selling them as soon as we're ready, but we don't have to sell them yet because the fee changes don't start until May 1st, so. We're getting there.
Okay.
We would have been there if someone hadn't gone in the hospital. So,
I know it,
Okay.
always looking for a way out.
yeah,
There
Right.
you go. Okay, anything else?
can we just review meetings where we're at?
Yeah, that's what I was just getting to. I mean, our next one is next Tuesday.
Yeah. So that means we gotta get an agenda up.
And we don't have anything except the budget meeting scheduled in April. So normally we would meet on the 8th. And the 22nd.
Did say we have one next Tuesday?
Yeah, that's what I've got.
We did have one scheduled for next Tuesday, but honestly, I can't imagine I'm gonna have anything ready for you. I don't know when I'm even gonna leave this place. Could we do
Okay.
the first one in April? Whatever that date was, and then have our budget ones? We've also got to
Okay.
review the budget.
Yes,
That one got canceled.
Right.
I could probably do the 8th. I can't do the 1st, I'll be on the road.
good.
But I was gonna suggest we cancel next week too. I mean, just
All right.
pulling this one together was a challenge.
So the 8th at 6?
You wanna do it earlier on the 8th, Terry? That way we can finalize the budget.
That's good. Yep, I can.
Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment at 2, so I couldn't do it much
So do
before.
I.
It's funny.
I couldn't do it much before 4.
That's what I was thinking too. Just to be safe,
Yeah,
So you wanna plan on 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock?
Okay, and we'll do the 13th meeting there when we'll review the budget and then move into the next one.
well,
Say that again?
yeah. Go ahead, Terry, say it again.
I really think I have anesthesia brain, so bear with me. We had the meeting for the 13th at 4 o'clock. We were gonna review the budget.
Right,
This one on the 8th at 4 o'clock, we're gonna review the budget, but then we're gonna have a regular meeting right after. I mean,
yes,
Right.
it's also a regular meeting, but we're gonna continue with what we might have
Regular.
done on the 25th.
Right.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
And
And-
we'll have the budget meeting, the 14th, 15th, 16th, back up on the 17th is what I have.
Yeah.
And then the 22nd have another meeting
Uh,
of April.
we're in April now, hold on.
Yeah.
What time of the budget, 14, 15, 16?
I've got 4 o'clock.
Okay, the 22nd works for me.
I have a conflict on the 15th. I wouldn't be able to get here until 4:30 or 5.
No, we can move that one to 5.
Okay,
We'll just make it 5 o'clock.
What are we doing?
Okay, so on the 15th, instead of 4 o'clock for the budget meeting, we're gonna make it 5 o'clock. And then the 6 o'clock meeting on the 22nd.
If I don't do it right now.
and the 16th is at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Okay, and then we're meeting, I'm sorry, on the 22nd at 6.
Correct.
I can't deal with any more.
Okay.
I got the same brain Terry does.
All
Okay,
right. Okay.
so I'll make are we done?
I think so.
I have one question. We didn't table anything to next Tuesday, did we? And then
Yes.
can't,
Ju- just
David,
David's proposals. But we told him that he didn't need to come. We just need to discuss the moldus and discuss it for a while, so.
yeah, but we won't now discuss it until,
Yeah.
and I got the sense he was in a hurry.
But what's the rush? It's-
Right,
Yeah,
Yeah, he wanted, well, because it's coming out of his operational budget, but we can carry it forward.
yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, all right, so
I think
someone
it was
needs to
just to
tell,
get it scheduled. I think if we went to him right now, it would be in May that he gets it scheduled, so. I think that's the only,
but
and
we
I
need
think
to,
that, but even that was just because he wanted to get it done in this year, so if we can carry it over.
yeah.
someone needs to tell him though.
Yeah, I'll send him a note.
Okay. Good,
Okay, now
So
I think we can go into.
I'll make a motion, we enter executive session pursuant to, where the heck is my Title 1405, Section 6A.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, further discussion, and just for the public, we probably we're almost for sure not gonna come back out come out into, recording, so we'll be done after this.
And I
All
don't
those in
anticipate,
favor?
I don't
all those
anticipate,
in-
I don't anticipate we're gonna take any action either, do you?
Right, right.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we will not be back on as soon as I shut us down. All those in favor, John,
John, I.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Jeff, I. Let's see, I'll figure out how to do this again. Let's see, one is hit that.
and stop line.
What do I do?
There it is. On
Said
50.
recording stopped. Don't cancel Zoom.
No, but you have to shut down YouTube.
You have to do the
It said
live.
recording stopped.
Right, but I gotta do the live stream too.
YouTube and then stop live stream.
Okay,
Or
there's.
it's on
live
more.
stream.
She said more and then it says stop live stream.
Yeah, so hit more. Live stream it out, see where it says-
Terry, do you know how to do that?
There's either a little thing there that says, there's either 3 little dots or it says the word more. And if you
Right.
click on it, it should say stop live stream above it.
That was
You see?
more with a little dot.
Yeah.
She said hover it. And, but I don't see a line.
I'm looking on my computer and I don't see that either.